Let's get into this dodgy rort from the Labor Party. Telegraph had the story, front page, swamped by a lot of sport that was around today. But remember the garbage that happened in Victoria? Well, this is a version of it that was happening in federal parliament. Have a look at what they broke this time last night, which is that 5 Labor MPs used their publications allowance to send $2,000 each to the John Curtin Research Centre, which is named after the wartime Prime Minister. Why? They were subscribing to their magazine. The publication is available for free online, however, so they didn't actually have to pay for it, or an annual subscription to the think tank, which is run, of course, by a former Shorten staffer, is just $50. But Mike Kelly, who's a good bloke, but Michael Danby, Peter Cahill, Tim Hammond and Kimberley Kitching have all subscribed for about $1,000 each. This is the definition of taking the piss. Let's start with you, Bronwyn.
This is simply a method of funneling taxpayers' money into the Labor Party. It's exactly what it is. And what will we see? We saw that deceitful idiot Shorten come out and say, oh, they won't do it again.
Yeah.
Really? One rule for the socialists, one rule for anyone else. Will anybody happen to them? Will they have to pay the money back? Of course not. Will they be reprimanded? Of course not. It's just what you expect Labor Party people to do. Cheat on the system and funnel money into a Labor organisation.
Instead, today, rather than chasing this thing down the rabbit hole like the scandal that it actually is, oh, let's get the guy on from the university who giggles and carries on about other publications people are purchasing, which was bullshit. I mean, those things are being purchased for to give to kids and all the rest of it, and there was this nice little dance that was going on, but I'm not going to fall for that and replay that garbage for you.
This was a funnel, straight from the taxpayer to the Labor Party.
Senator Leyonhjelm, this is just red hot, isn't it?
It's just a donation.
Donation?
Yeah, from the taxpayer to the recipient of it.
That's a very soft way of putting it.
Well, he's not being polite about it. He's saying it is.
It's just a donation. Funny thing is, I don't know why they did it, because we get an electorate allowance of about, what is it, $32,000 a year or something like that, and you know, from my point of view, that's what that money is for. If you want to go donating to things, you take it out of there. It's not as if we're poorly paid.
That's supposed to be in your electorate.
Well, yeah. Well, one was a senator, but you know, wherever you donate it, or whatever you do with that money is largely tax deductible if it's in the interest of your political activities. Why don't they do that?
Well, and that's my issue. I mean, you know, Linda, I'm not going to pretend you're speaking on behalf of the whole Labor Party, but still, this stuff is garbage.
Look, I really sympathise with people who say this doesn't pass the pub test.
No, never mind the pub test. This is simply funneling money.
I think the advice they've received is that it's not a breach of the guidelines and that they can use the publications allowance to purchase these kinds of things. I say this with total respect for my friend Bronwyn here. You know, it's not a newspaper being delivered by helicopter, right? It's a publication that they paid a subscription to, and they've been given advice. It abides with the rules.
And here's the difference: there was no newspaper being delivered by helicopter. I was going to a function to speak about my job and to do my job. It was within the rules and examined ad nauseum by the department, by QC. Absolutely. No pub test within the rules.
And this too?
And this is not...
Yeah, but the whole point is what's going to happen, though? What's going to be the 7-day...
funneling money out of the taxpayer into a Labor Party organisation to use for campaigning.
Yeah.
That is entirely a different thing.
Yeah, but
and I won't have those comparisons made because they are simply cheap and dishonest.
Yeah, but it's this thing where Senator Hume, again, the system is going to be one where, you know, giggle, giggle, move on, nothing to see.
Exactly.
Yet if it
one rule for the socialists, one for everybody else.
Yet if it was travel, days and days and days of this stuff.
This is what frustrates me most about this issue, Paul, is that we've actually seen it happen only 2 weeks before in Victoria. As you said, $377,000 of taxpayer money used for Labor Party campaigning. And nothing to see here, we'll pay the money back, move on. And again, 2 weeks later, it happens all over again. Yes, it's a lesser amount, and yes, it's the federal team this time around. But it is in Labor's DNA to use other people's money to further their own cause. And we shouldn't be surprised by this. You know, Kimberley Kitching, you know, this is somebody that was named by the Hayden Royal Commission when she was at the HSU, referred by the Hayden Royal Commission for criminal charges, you know, and Michael Danby has used 2 different how to vote cards, you know, preferencing 2 different teams here. I mean, these are not people that play by the rules, and we shouldn't expect them to do so. But the problem is it brings the whole parliament into disrepute. And that's my great frustration, is there are so many very good people that do the right thing, that are so careful about the money that they spend, conscious of the fact that it is not their money to spend. And yet, you know, when this happens, it reflects badly on all of us.
Well, let's see whether it goes...
Nowhere.
Yeah, all right, let's see where it goes.